Okay, so the transition is complete. We have rotated our ducks and we'll finally be able to clean up this mess. I think we're going to put it in with the goat pasture. They'll have something to climb on. That was my lame attempt of a ramp for the water trough, which it worked out, but not very nice to look at. So this was where their shelter was. We're doing the deep compost method, deep compost bedding. And so you can see it ended up being very thick, and this will be great to put on gardens once we get around to shoveling it all into a pile wherever we want it. And then we'll just kind of dig into it as we like. It'll be very, very rich for the garden. So we have moved them over. They still come over to this side because they're still used to it. I still find most of the eggs over here on this end. And we are working on another shelter. I don't know if you can see it in the distance. See if I can zoom in. Alright. Well, this thing is not very friendly to use. So you can see it in the distance where it's that PVC pipe looking thing. That's what we're building now. That's our prototype. That'll be much lighter to move than the ones we currently have. These were fun to move. We actually put wheels on them and moved them. We don't close the ducks in anymore. We just leave it open for them. They go into it if they need to. That reduces the need for bedding. Like I said, most of the time they lay out in the pasture, so the grass is their bedding. That reduces cost for us. It keeps the shelters a lot cleaner. And we're planning on rotating throughout this whole pasture. So eventually the shelters, you know, as we go along, they're going to be rotated out. That way it gives the grass a rest. They can grow back. And everything. They have access to this whole pasture. But yeah, so we've completed the rotation. We've moved the trampoline. They love getting under that trampoline. You know, they got the water barrels and got our supplement buckets and apple cider vinegar, the grubs, the grit. I've got the sprouts, sunflower seed sprouts growing on my deck. So this is the shelters we built before. We had them as one huge tunnel that was connected, but we built them so that they could be separated. But now we have them set up this way, and they have started laying in there again. And this one with the gate, it's actually open in the back, so they can get into it from behind. I just decided to go ahead and keep this closed, you know, just because, I don't know. These are really cool shelters. It's just hard to make these really light. They're very heavy duty, so it's not something we're going to be able to rotate easily. But even with the new shelter, we wouldn't have to rotate it daily since they're they only get into it when they want to. They love being out in the rain, so ducks are a lot different than chickens in that respect. And also, if you want to do this yourself, if you want to save money, go on Craigslist and see if you can find someone who sells billboard signs. That's what this is. This is just an old billboard sign. It's made out of a heavy duty material. And it's made to be in the weather. And so we just cut it into 3 pieces and put it on there. Heavy duty, great. It lasts a long time. There might be little pinholes, you know, in them or whatnot, but you can see, I mean, it's very heavy duty. We paid $75 for one tarp, and it covered 3 buildings. It's a lot better quality than like the cheap $10 tarps you get at the store. Now this right here, one day I was on the oh dang it, I forgot about that hole right there. Oh goodness gracious, that happens every day. But anyways, one day I was on the other side of this tarp and it was moving. I was like, what the heck? And my dog Lolita, she knows she's guilty, she's getting out of the view. She was sitting there, she had her mouth on this, and she just kept tugging at it, getting the ducks to go a little nuts. I was like, really? Are you kidding me? So yeah, that's what that was. And I'm going to watch that hole this time. Hey, Lolita! you doing? What's up, girlie? You found some shade. Well, yeah, she likes staying in these shelters too. This is like a huge doghouse. Because the ducks, they actually prefer staying out in the open. Except when it's really hot, they go find the shade, different shade options we have, like the trees and the trampoline. But anyways, we have the shelters here if they want them. That's what's important. In the winter, they might want them. So we'll see. Alrighty, this is my flock, and we have some chickens too. They lay blue eggs. Those chickens that we have lay blue eggs. So this is our flock. I think this is everybody, actually. We got some chickens down there. Well, let's see if I can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not going to count these. They won't stay still. Alrighty, peace out. I don't know where they're going.